Hello, and welcome to the Gamer's Closet. I'm your host, Douglas Weed, and today we're going to be talking about It from the Pit. It from the Pit is a board game manufactured by Milton Bradley in 1992. It is a roll, spin, and movement game and a player elimination game. This game is rated for 2 to 4 players, runs for anywhere from about 10 to 30 minutes of game time, depending on how many players you have, and is rated for ages 8 and up. But let's dig into it a little further, shall we?
It's guarding the treasure!
What's it? That's it!
You can't get away from it! It from the pit! There's no escape! It from the pit! The game's It from the Pit. First one to the treasure wins, but watch out for it!
Whoa!
You can't get away, there ain't no way! You can't get away from it! From the pit!
I win!
Play it!
In 1992, Milton Bradley released It from the Pit. It is a motorized monster game. The artist and game designer are both uncredited on the game, and the game is a little on the rarer side as it didn't do very well in sales. The game itself has a 6.0 rating on Board Game Geek, which kind of says a lot for a game from 1992. The object of this game is to be the first explorer to actually reach the treasure that the giant pit monster is guarding. This game does come with multiple pieces. It comes with a 3D game board, a motorized monster, a revolving pit, 16 explorer pawns, each with 4 pawns in different colors, 1 die, 1 treasure chest, and 1 rule book. This game does require 2 C-size batteries, which do not come with the game. To set up this game, give each player 4 matching color explorer pawns. Put any extra pawns out of play. Place 1 explorer on the start space. Put your other explorers in front of you off the game unit. Each player does the same. Place the treasure chest on the treasure chest space, and then press the green on-off bubble button to turn the game on. To play this game, you've got to move fast. Every few seconds, the monster's claw will try to grab an explorer, so when it is your turn, roll the die and quickly move your explorer along the game path. Choose one player to go first. Play then continues to the left. On your turn, do the following 3 steps quickly. Number 1, roll and move. Roll the die and move your explorer clockwise on the path around the pit. Move the full count of the die shown, counting each space as 1 on your die roll. Explorers cannot share spaces. If your explorer lands on a space occupied by another player, move your explorer ahead to the next unoccupied space. 2, choose your path. You may take the riskier inner path, which runs along the edge of the pit, or you may move onto the safer outer path, which is longer, but beyond the reach of the monster. And 3, pass your die. After rolling and moving, quickly pass the die to the next player to your left. There are 4 base camps on the game unit. A base camp is where a new explorer pawn is brought into the game after an explorer has been captured by the monster. The base camps cannot be moved onto any other time during the game. At any time during the game, if the monster grabs your explorer and pulls it down into the pit hole out of sight, that explorer is out of play. Immediately take one of your other explorers and place it on the closest base camp that matches the color space your grabbed explorer was on. For example, if you were grabbed on the green section, place another one of your explorers on the closest green base camp. Then on your next turn, move your new explorer pawn out onto the path to continue play. If all of your explorers have been pulled into the pit, you are out of the game. At any time during the game, the monster claw might knock over your explorer, move it onto another space, or sweep it onto the pit platform for a ride. If this happens, don't worry, your explorer is still in the game. Even if it is not your turn, immediately return your explorer to the same path space it was on before it was moved or knocked over. To win the game, you have to be the first explorer to land on the treasure chest space by exact count. To do this, you may have to take several turns to circle counterclockwise around that section of the game path. For example, if you roll a 4 and you've landed on the space just past the treasure chest, On your future turns, loop around counterclockwise and try again. But watch out. If all player pawns have been grabbed by the monster, then it has won the game. Well, this has been an overview of It from the Pit. It from the Pit is a large game, as you can see here. The game is a solid board with the giant pit that spins around. It is a interestingly made mechanical game when Milton Bradley put out a few of these in the mid and early 90s. The game is a little on the rarer side. It is harder to find. It goes online anywhere from about $75 to $300 depending on condition. And if you do find copies online, be very careful when you pick them up because there's a lot of incomplete copies out there. You'll find incomplete part copies available anywhere from about 20 to 50 bucks. So like I said, be careful when you do find one. The game is, like I said, a motorized game. So it is a bit noisy because it does run on batteries and it has a little motor in there. The motor is not very quiet. So it is a bit noisy, but it is a decent game if you want to play it. Like I said, it is a little rarer, so it is a little harder to find. The game is a decent game with kids, but it can get frustrating really, really fast, especially if the pit keeps spinning as fast as it does. So you just got to keep rolling and moving, so you just have to keep making sure your turns go as fast as possible. The game itself is a decent game if you can find a copy of it. Again, it is a mechanical game, so you want to make sure you find a working copy of it, because if the motor's gone, this game is unplayable. The game is very well built, very organized. The rules are very simple. They're not very complicated, so it is really easy for kids to pick up and learn and play. It is a good family game night game if you do want to play that. But as games go, there are a few better options in my opinion, but it is a decent game if you do want to play this. If you can find an actual working copy of this game, I do recommend playing it. Like I said, it is a decent game, but there are several games on the market now that are a little far superior in my opinion. But as games go, it is a decent game. So if you haven't played It from the Pit, I do recommend playing this game. Well, that's it from us here at the Gamer's Closet. We'd like to thank you for checking out our video on It from the Pit from Milton Bradley. If there's a game you'd like us to review or go over in the future, please put it in the comments below. Please hit subscribe so that way you can be the first to check out our future content. And as always, please have a great gaming day.